Hello, my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life. I'm sorry about that. A Slice of Life. Well, you know what? This is going to be for the cancer survivors. Those who are dealing with cancer. You know somebody that has cancer. You just find out yourself that you have cancer. It's all about the struggle. And I'll tell you what I'm basing it on. How many of you saw Life Interrupts? Life Interrupts with Isabella Strahan and her dad, her sister and family. I watched it last night on ABC as she did her journey of Life Interrupts. I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you this first. This is about super aging, getting older without getting old. But in the middle of all of this, some of you had bouts with cancer like me. And when I watched Isabella Strahan, I don't know her like that, but that's her name, Strahan's daughter, the football player, and she talked about her journey. I'm going to tell you something. I cried just like it was happening to me. I cried. It was heartbreaking. Every time she said chemo, something came over me. Every time, but I stopped. I was thinking about when you think yours is bad, then you hear somebody else's troubles. You hear about somebody else's cancer. So all my cancer people out there, you need to watch the replay of Life Interrupts. And whatever diagnosis you have for cancer, whatever they told you, baby, whatever you're going through, I want you to go on YouTube. I think it may be on YouTube or ABC. They might repeat it. I hope she gets an Emmy and any other kind of award for Life Interrupts. Because here was a young woman. She had brain cancer. And she kept having to have surgery after surgery after surgery. And I think about, I was thinking about my 3 surgeries. But my first one was in my 50s and my last 2 in my 70s. But still, there was time in between. It wasn't back to back. I didn't get up thinking I was well, only to find out where I did have that. And my second cancer, I thought all the colon cancer was gone. And I was fine. I was so happy that I did a one-woman show. I still thank the Absalon Center. And I actually could thank Catherine Meeks, Dr. Meeks at the Absalon Center, for allowing me to do my one-woman show there. I was so happy because I had made it through that colon cancer surgery and everything was looking good. I didn't know that cancer was still going on. And it's like Isabella Strahan. She didn't know, and she got up each time. And so what I want to say to those of you who have found out you have cancer or you're dealing with cancer, you got to keep going. That young lady, I don't know if I could have done it the way she did. I thought I was good, but that was some kind of extra strength. That was some kind of extra push. You got to have that just, that extra push. You got to have an extra push to get where you are as an adult. I tell people that it takes stamina to be an adult. It takes stamina to be an adult because stuff just gets thrown at you this way and that way. And oh my God, the shield. You got to have on a whole shield armor. You got to have on a shield of armor. From your reading of your Bibles and your scriptures and by your faith, you got to be wrapped from head to toe. Because life got something it would throw at you. And it would throw it at you and just to see if you're able to withstand it. I tell everybody it takes stamina to be an adult. It takes stamina to be an adult. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of you all are 45 and you know what I'm talking about. You know some things that happen to you and you're like, man, what the what? Some of y'all are 65 and you still trying to figure out why stuff is still happening at 65. And let me tell you, more money, more problems. Don't think that the rich don't listen and say, well, oh no, if I had millions of dollars, more money, more problems. Trust me on that. And so, Isabella Strahan, you don't know me, but I'm gonna tell you something, girl. That was some kind of podcast, documentary, film presentation you gave us. I felt all of it. I saw your skin. I saw your bald head. I thought about my bald head. I thought about how embarrassed I was. I told you about what happened in court and how embarrassed I was about my bald head. I told you about the pain of this last chemo infusion. I think it said in the documentary last night that she only cried like the second or third time. Sometimes you have to cry. If you just, I need for all of you all who just found out, I need you to know you can have all these emotions. I'm giving you permission to have all of those emotions, but I need you to watch Life Interrupts so you can see they're coming. You have those emotions, but you have that other thing on the inside of you, baby. That's what we got in here that you get from up there. You say, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. It's not easy. I wish I had some friends. No, she had friends and family. I did too. I had friends and family praying, friends and family. I don't know how I would have made it by myself. I don't know how I would have made it without my family and my friends and my church family and my coworkers. I don't know how I would have made it. It takes a village to raise a child. Baby, it takes a village to get well. Healing is not something that just happened. It don't turn off and on like electricity. Healing is a slow turtle process. The race is not won by the swiftest, but he that endureth to the end. That healing doesn't always come like that. You saw that girl last night? She was on her way and they said, Same thing happened to me. I was in this house and something happened. Oh, I did a song, Something Happened Today. That's a different thing. But something happened. Something happened. I didn't know what was happening to me. I said, Lord, you got to help me. Because I don't know what this is. I had cancer, 1. I had cancer, 2. Ooh, what's going on? Why is something happening in here? And I'm by myself. What's going on? I didn't tell my daughter. I said, something going on. And then the next day, when I did tell her, I said, I'm going down here to the clinic. I got down to the clinic and wasn't all the paperwork wasn't something. I said, Georgianne, just drive yourself to emergency. I tell you, the Lord would take care of fools and children, right? I had no business driving myself from Camp Creek over to FedEx by there where the clinic is to Emory Hospital. Parked my car and limped in, sick. They said, what the what? God will take care of children and fools. He took care of me. Emergency surgery. Let me tell you something, people. If you just found out, know that you're going to be all right. And you got to go through some stuff now. See, I'm trying to get you not to faint. Don't fall apart. Don't fall apart. You saw Isabella last night. I'm going to say her name. I'll make sure I got it right. You saw she didn't fall apart. I didn't fall apart. I did talk to the Lord now, but I didn't fall apart. I was like, what? You can't fall apart. If they tell you it's A, then you say, okay, what we gonna do? They said, well, it's B. You say, okay, well, we did A. Let's do B. They said, well, you got A and B. It might be a C. You say, okay, we don't know if it's a C yet. Let me keep on going with what I'm doing. It's that kind of push, that kind of stamina, that kind of belief and faith. That's what you got to have. If you just find out you have cancer, that's what I'm talking about. You got to go through something. You know that, but you got to go through it. You just go through it. See, the optimum word is through it. You don't have to stay in it. No, you have to stay in it. You don't have to stay in it. And you know, you don't have to do things like Georgianne, you see. But you got to find out some things for yourself. And get with some people that's had cancer before when you do that chemo. So we can tell you, don't eat with regular utensils. All that metal in your mouth with the chemo, that doesn't work. Mm-mm. I had people down in Texas had to tell me, I believe, I just thought about something. But somebody had to call me and tell me to use plastic. You see? People had to call me and tell me things. And those were the angels. God will send you angels. You got to stay on the course, though. The doctor told you do A, you got to go ahead and do A. You got to do A with the Lord. You got to do B with the Lord on your side, with faith and family and friends, prayers. You see, I tell y'all all the time about Georgianne. You say, oh, Georgianne, you just have so much energy. I do. I'm grateful for my energy. I'm grateful that I won't give in. I tell you, I sit in this chair. Pain is there. Pain is there. But so what? What's the alternative to it? That's why I try to tell you, what's the alternative to it? You're going to have some pain somewhere in life. Yes, you are. You're going to have some pain. 45? You haven't had any pain yet, baby. Just keep living. I don't know what kind of hair I got going on here today. I need me a new 1995. You're going to have some pain in life. But what's the alternative? You got to stay on the course. So Georgianne got this going on. You know, I sing. I'm ready to go out and sing again. I do spoken word. That goes with my show. I do acting. The spoken word, and the music is one show. It's called a one-woman show. Go on YouTube and look up one-woman show, Dr. Georgianne Thomas, okay? I'm an academician. I love teaching. Oh, my God. Love it, love it, love it. So you don't get me out of that. And I'm a creator. I create a slice of life. I got books in there and a lot of stuff going around in my head. That's why I have 9 books ready. Lord have mercy. We put that on hold because we're just, sometimes it's too much. You see? We didn't put it on hold. It's still going around in my head. You see? My play, the people talking up here, they're just having a ball. I need to get all these things done. My dad's music, sitting, just, I create. But that's what God put us here to do, to create. You see? I'm doing what he asked me to do. I did some things he hadn't asked me to do. Okay. But I have done some things. I am doing things he asked me to do. Isabella Strahan, thank you for doing that. Thank you for being clear about your pain, the anxieties, the issues, the problems that came with that journey you took to get on the other side of that cancer. Because getting on the other side is not easy, but it can be done. If you just find out, you will be on the other side. Go through. You're going through. People say, I went through hell. Well, baby, you through is the key word. You didn't stay. What are you talking about? You see, I try to share with you. Not try, that's not my word anymore. I share with you things that happen so that it's okay for it to happen. It happened to me. I'm a human being, and it happened to you. You're a human being, and it happened. Stuff happens. But we're on a journey. And we got to look good. Say it with me now. Look good. Say it with me. Look good, feel good, smell good. Yes, we do. We got places to go and people to see. We have volunteer work we need to do. We got to go help some people. We got to get some kids. We got to lift up some families. We got work to do. We retired? No. We retired. That's what I told you about retirement now. Retirement is all about put in a jar. It's all about your work, your employee work. Let's put that on the shelf and let's get over here to the real life. Now, I know there's some people out here right now are aching from, I don't know, the politics of today. And you said, Georgianne, you don't understand. This is what I do understand. There's a God. That I understand. And he is still on his throne. That is what I understand. And that is what keeps me going. I got something going on right now. Do you know that there's an entity that has not paid me since July when it first started? So then we moved it down to November. Then they said, oh, November, Thanksgiving, we'll give it to you. They didn't do it. December, oh, you'll have it by Christmas. They didn't do it. It's, oh, when we go back to school in January, you have it. They didn't do it. And now they don't know when they're going to do it. Now, how you think that'll make you feel? Stuff happens. But there's a God. He's still on the throne. And there's something called faith. They said, you know what? That cancer, you're not going to live past 2023. Okay. What, we're in 2025? There's a God. He's still on the throne. And there's something called faith. I'm just trying to get all of you on the other side of the screen that's struggling. Maybe you're not struggling with cancer, but you're struggling with who you are and not knowing whose you are. Let me be your example. Take my words. Find you a church or somebody around you that can do better than me. Because one of my friends, I love Wayne McMillan. He told me I need to go to Bible class. I taught Sunday school, believe it or not. I did for years. I loved it. So I know a little more than I pretend like I know. Because what I need to know, I do know. That there's a God. He's still on the throne. And it's something called faith. There is a God. He's still on the throne. And there's something called faith. Isabella Strahan, you did it. It's some more Isabellas over there on the other side of the screen. It's some Georgiannes on the other side of the screen. Okay? But there's one thing that I know that you know. I love you. I do. And there's nothing you can do about it.